Hi, everyone. So it's almost that time of year again where I celebrate a birthday that I chose. Um, I told Alicia, because my birthday is June 2nd, and I told Alicia a few days ago that this year my birthday is May 26th because that is my 3-year autism anniversary. And I would rather not celebrate June 2nd because, like I always say, I didn't fucking ask to be here. This life is hard. And, I didn't care for the family that I was born into. So I prefer from now on, and I'm pretty sure I did this last year, maybe the year before too, but the week before my actual, like, I popped out of somebody's cooter birthday. Um, a week before is when I want to celebrate because I do not want to celebrate my regular birthday because I still think that's fucking weird when people do that. Like why do you get presents? Like you didn't ask to be here. Like what is this for? Because you survived another year in this crazy fucking world. Um, all of us need hazard pay, I'm telling you. But anyways, so yeah, I'm not going to do a whole episode about it, but 3 years is a long fucking time. Um, And I have been my best version, I feel like these past few years. Well, no, not the whole 3 years. Um, I think like in the past year I've done a lot of growth. Um, but what the fuck ever. That's not what I'm on here to say. So yeah, anybody out there celebrating your autism anniversary, happy anniversary. Um, my wife's rash is almost all the way gone because she went to a doctor who is known as a dermatologist who knows what she was doing and diagnosed her correctly. So, like, the very next day after she got like that weird, not weird, it's like this medical cream that never looks like fun to put on. It's because it's in this like medical looking like squeeze tube. It's just weird, but like that shit's fucking magic because she had so many rashes. Like, oh, bitchy. Oh, sorry if you heard bitchy was walking across my body just now. Um, what was I saying? Oh, her rashes. She had like, let's just go with not half of her body, but whatever a little bit less than that is. That's how much she had like rashes covering her. And she put that cream on the next day, it was so much better. And then the day after that, it's almost like it's disappeared in parts because remember if you listen to like the last episode, I think I said her one arm, the whole fucking thing was a rash. It was so weird. um so yeah, she had to pay $45 copay for that fucking visit too, but it was worth it. Anyways, in case anybody was wondering, um there's a child coming this weekend too, out of the two that visit us against my will. um No, I guess I do get a say, I suppose. This one is going to be the quieter of the two nieces that come to visit. So Alicia's gonna go pick her up tonight, and it's the same old thing. She stays tonight, tomorrow night, and Alicia brings her back on Sunday. This one's great because she loves to be by herself, Bella, and she just wants to be away from her sister for a couple of days, because they do not get along. Um, because like if you've listened to past episodes where I talk about her sister, they're so opposite. Like no wonder they don't get along. Um but anyways, what I mean to say is like this is going to be a great weekend because I don't have to do a whole lot. And plus I have a book that I need to get done. So that's a good excuse, I mean reason to be in my room stuff and stuff. Uh Away from children, but she's nice. Anyways, um so here's how my week has gone. I thought with Alicia coming back on Monday, because it's Friday now for anybody listening in the future, um, I thought that like I could go back to my usual routine of not having to leave the fucking house, which like yes, that has been part of it. I've not had to leave as often. Um, But I'm still, I don't know. So basically, was it yesterday? Oh wait, what am I talking about? Sorry. I've been up for less than an hour. Probably not a good time to record. There's like, I swear there's like a peak window, like during the day. Maybe this window of like 20 minutes, but I never know when it's the good 20 minutes until I start talking. Now isn't it, but so like when I do find those little windows where I can effortlessly talk, I feel invincible. Anyways, so yesterday I went to go to Wegmans to do a pickup for some groceries, and I had my shoes on, like I was ready to go. But Janice, the one like she got back from, like she was the that's where Alicia was staying, was her house next door. Janice was out there on her rider, like she just started mowing. And so it takes her forever to do the front because it's so big. Like she's on there for like half an hour. And part of me thinks that she goes back and forth over stuff she's already mowed because she just likes the rider, which that's cool. I probably would do the same thing too. Um, but yeah, so like I just decided to wait the half hour until she went back inside her house just for me to go like 5 feet to the car, maybe 10 feet. Anybody else do this? I do this on a regular basis because I know Janice is going to want to stop and talk to me because her jet lag went away. She's going to tell me like how the trip was. And she's a nice lady, but I don't really care. I don't really care to hear like what happened. Because, like, what are you going to tell me that's new? Like, that I don't know, that's rude. But like, I didn't want to have that conversation because she would just keep talking and talking and talking, and I would feel trapped. So I just saved myself some time, sort of. Um, but anyways, so I'm having a really hard time like task switching, like a really hard time. Usually like if Alicia needs something or like interrupts me, like I don't know, 8 times out of 10, it's not that big of a deal. But like I thought that I would just get interrupted way less with her home. And so yesterday it was just like I just got super annoyed. She had texted, I was working on a book and she texted me the word ointment, and I thought she meant like the ear wash stuff we got for like Apollo because his ears need a little bit of flushing out. And I thought to myself, like, I don't want to fucking do that right now. But I just, and when you like, you feel a certain way, and like, it's probably not a good idea to go like talk to somebody because you might not, you might be rude. That's what happened to me. And so, like, I went out, I left my room, and I go to the kitchen where Alicia was, and I don't know, I just was so annoyed, and I was like, why can't I just sit for like a chunk of like 2 hours and not be interrupted with something? And I didn't know that she meant the ointment, like she wanted me to put that cream on her rashes. Oh my god, gross. No offense to her. I hate touching those rashes. I hate it. I don't think I'm gonna like, it's not like I think I'm gonna get what she's got because I know I won't. I just don't like how it feels. And I feel like we do have some medical gloves that we got years ago, like when the pandemic started. You know how you went and you bought all this shit, you weren't sure if you were gonna need or not? We have a box of like just like medical gloves. So I thought about putting those on, but I thought maybe that would be rude. But anyways, so when I figured out that like she was texting me like, can you help me put that on? Because there's some places she can't get to completely. And so I felt bad about that, but I was still annoyed. Um, and I started going into like a little, like a mini meltdown a little bit. Basically, I was rude. And then I apologized when I realized like it was for her, but I told her I also was just, I can't handle like being interrupted this often still with you home. Like I just need to, this is sound like rude. I try not to be rude, but then it comes out rude sometimes. And then so when like, let's say something like that happened and a few hours later you need some help with something, And you think to yourself, well, this is just bad timing because then you feel guilty for being rude earlier because now you need something. So like I was playing with Apollo and he scratched the shit out of me on accident. It was just this one big swipe on my finger and I started like gushing blood. And this was like not long after I was really rude to my wife. And so like I'm sitting and I just start yelling. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding." Like, "Oh my god." Sorry about the bouncing around, but like she we were just talking like the day prior about when I used to work with like regular people out in the work world. Um I got sick a lot. Like I was in the emergency room at least 2 times a year, because like those places that I worked at, like they just, you know how it gets like so toxic, like your body just starts responding because of like what it's like going on in your mind, like your mind's just like not doing too well with all the bullshit that you have to deal with, and so your body responds and gets sick, and then you have to go to I was there, I was in the hospital like more times than I care to admit. I was sick more times than I care to admit. And ever since I left the workforce, like I can't remember the last time I got sick. Um, I can remember the last time I was in the ER, but that was like years ago, not long after I found out that I'm autistic, and that was not a good experience. But anyways, where was I going with that? Oh no. Where was I going with that? This is not the good 20 minutes I was hoping for. Um, scratched. Oh yeah. And so like when I would get sick like at home, the goal for both of us was to prevent me from having to go to the ER where they would usually have to give me like fluids because I would be throwing up so much I couldn't keep anything down. And so when I started feeling bad, what I would do is like I would scrunch into a little ball like on my knees, like I was on my knees but curled into like a ball kind of, and I would be like, "Make me feel better. I don't feel good. Help me." And Alicia was like, she goes, "Well, what am I supposed to do? Like, what's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Figure it out." Like, I was ridiculous because I hated how it felt to feel like sick. And I was joking. I was like, "Good thing I don't do that no more." But like when Apollo cut my arm or my finger, I was doing the same thing. I just wasn't curled up in a ball. And then so she just gets up and she goes to our mini pharmacy and gets out the band-aids and proceeds to come and like clean up my cut because I swear I was going to pass out. Like I can't deal with like my own blood. It just makes me sick. Um and she was just being a nice, calm, mature adult. And I'm sitting there like, "Sorry I was rude earlier." Do you guys experience that? Oh, it's the worst. The worst. I've been on good behavior too, and then I make like one mess up, and then a few hours later, I have to feel guilt because I need help with something. What the fuck? Um, so, anyways, about Apollo, my soul kitty number two. So, I had rearranged the library, which is the room next to the kitchen. It's all open. I don't know if it's considered its own room. I don't know. But I rearranged it primarily because Apollo enjoyed jumping from the chair to the counter and going and seeing what he could find on the counter that he could like eat, if anything. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to rearrange this whole room. You're not going to be able to jump from the chair, and hopefully you don't figure out how to jump from the floor yet. Did I say that the chair didn't move very far? It didn't. I just moved it like in a different spot, so close to the counter, and he's figured out how to jump from I don't know how he does it, but anyways, it didn't work. So I go out to the kitchen last night and I can tell when he's jumped up on the counter because the first thing he hits is my coffee area where I have my cup and my spoon and my two stevia packets that I'm going to have the next day because I pre-make my coffee. So those were messed up. And he likes butter, I guess. So we have this butter dish. It's pretty heavy. I don't know, what is that? Ceramic or something? I don't know. But it's a pretty heavy butter dish. And I caught him like looking at it the one time. So I cleaned it and put more butter on it in it and then had to hide it in the cabinet. And then that was like a week ago or two. And so I took the butter out because I needed it for something. And I was like, I shouldn't have to take the butter dish out of the cabinet to use. Like, it belongs on the counter. It says butter. I like how it looks. It's a pretty little dish thing. And so I put it at the back of of one of the counters, and we had a bag of apples. I just hid it behind the apples. And then I go out there last night. He had moved the apples, like pushed them out of the way. They were toward like the edge of the counter. And somehow this motherfucker was able to get that heavy ass lid off of the butter dish and went to town on this new stick of butter I put in there. Like, he ate, like, you could just see, oh my God. He didn't get sick, thank goodness. And I refused to look up on the internet, like, what happens if your cat eats a lot of butter, because I'm afraid I'll find something that'll say, like, he'll die in 2 hours. You know, like when you look shit up and you always find like the worst case scenario right off the bat. I didn't want to deal with that. So I'm just like, let's just cross our fingers. Not that that ever works. And hope that you don't get sick or anything. And he's been fine. So the butter dish is back in the cabinet. So he's lucky he's cute. Anyways, that's really all I got on here to say. And I just wanted to say, like, it's just, I'm trying not to judge myself because, like, I feel like, what's a hard week for me is definitely very easy for somebody else to deal with. But I know that it's because I'm autistic and I struggle with things, and task switching is one of them, and being interrupted is one of them. And I had a really, really hard time with it this week because I thought that, like, that was going to stop completely when she came home. I hate being an adult sometimes, but I definitely don't want to go back to that horror that was childhood. No, thank you. I just want to be a rich adult and like pay people to do things for me because I don't want to do any of it. Sorry if you heard that mouth sound. I want to write, watch TV, listen to music, and pet cats all day long and not have to do any actual chores because I'm 41, soon to be 42, and this is just how I live my life. How I would like to live my life, actually. Not rich yet. That's all I got to say. Thanks for listening. Also, check me out on Substack. I feel like I'm hearing from people that it's like I crawl into their brain and write things that are in their brain. So maybe I could be one of those people for you. If not, don't tell me. And no worries. Um, I think I might have mentioned this one before, but go check out this Substack called Autistic Perimenopause by Sam Galloway. Such a valuable resource. She's a wonderful person. Like her posts are packed full of information. So like perimenopause, she writes on menopause too. She does Q&As with people so that you can see like what each person's experience has been like with perimenopause/menopause. Um and go check out Dyspraxic Lens by Alan White. This person's my go-to for dyspraxia. There's a whole Substack for dyspraxia. Um, I feel way better about the no less than 15 bruises I have on me at any given time. Like oh my God, like I can't believe there's like a whole thing devoted to like dyspraxia. So that's pretty cool. You should check that out. And then sorry, the cat was playing with something. And then Autism After Dark is a good one. What does he say? Let me just go to his page real quick. He says, like in his, I think it's in the about page, Autism After Dark is going to be me reaching into the darkness of my life before diagnosis, pulling out some failure, placing it on the autopsy table, and poking around until I arrive at a place of self-compassion and closure. I mean, come on. What a good sentence that is. And I love the dude's audio. I love the images he chooses. The audio is hilarious. This dude like talks about really serious shit. that a lot of us are, upset about, like myths and stuff about the autism community. He just, it's great. It's a great blend of like actual shit that we need to hear in like venting, but done in like, I don't know what the word is to describe. It's great. I love it. I love the audio. Um, you should go check that page out too. Uh, this is a pretty random episode, but I really needed to get those thoughts out of my head too. All of those thoughts, even the one about the cat eating the butter. And you know what I texted Alicia last night? I took a couple of pictures and I was like, guess what I found? And I was like, so first we had a dumpster diver, which I was referring to bitchy because we have a baby gate lock thingy, a baby lock. What is that called? I don't know. On the cabinet to the trash because she likes to dumpster dive. She did a lot of that when we first like got her years ago. And I said, and now we have a butter eater. Butter eater. I mean, that's kind of funny if you get it. I'm just gonna go now. I hope I didn't lose you because of that comment, but it's kind of funny. I was like, I texted her butter. Okay, I gotta go. That was just funny to me. Maybe I don't know. Thank you for listening. Um, thank you for your messages. Um, my brain stopped working. Okay, gotta go. Oh, shit. I wish I knew how to edit video or audio. Or I'm gonna go now. And my mouth is. Bye.